I know it would still be very entertaining. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Even if it was pre-programmed, like, I'm sure whatever you would do with it would still be, like, still would be up there. But, like, the drums brought such a, like, another organic aspect of Plural.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I really liked about it. It was all loops, but, like, he was recording these loops live. And, like, there was two people doing it all.
Yeah. And Cameron is, like, such a tribal type of drummer.
Yeah.
In that way, too, so that brought that other, like, aspect to Plural, which is cool.
Just so danceable. He's able to make crazy time signatures so danceable and groovy.
Exactly, yeah. And so, like, to completely remove the, like real drum aspect.
Yeah.
Would take that, like, almost tribal element out of Plural, too. Which is kind of cool. That's what made it, like, it helped deliver the trance-inducing aspect of Plural for me.
Oh yeah, yeah. It had,
you know what I mean?
This
Like,
hypnotic vibe at times.
Yeah. Which is cool.
Yeah, Plural's great. Folks should look up Plural and Ocean.
Buy enough records so that they can just keep making records in their bedrooms and never perform for anybody because it's too much effort.
Well, man, it's what is it? You only need like 2,000 people to pay $20 a year to your band.
Bam.
You got $20,000 income a year.
Sure. Darn. Yeah.
Why won't people buy
a Patreon?
You're not asking a lot from people as an artist. It's the worst part about being an artist. It's just really not asking a lot, considering.
What's wrong with us? Mike's like, I'm on it. I am going to make 2,000 people buy their record. It's gonna happen.
$19.99.
I wonder if door to door.
$18.99.
I thought about that.
Door to door sales.
Just
You heard the good news about
good news. You've been saved by Ocean.
Play this record twice a day. Your soul will be...
Church of Latter-day Riffs.
Yeah. I'll go to an Oceanic church.
I will build it.
You
will
roof it. I will roof it. All by myself.
I was going to mention something earlier. I kind of forgot about it. I think when we were talking about the whole, like, Trappist theme thing. It was something Mike and I were talking about at the time. How about we're, like, at a really early stage of recorded history.
Yeah.
And it seems like there's a lot of recorded history. Like, you go on, like, on the internet, and it's just like, holy fuck, like, this is all meaningless, and it's all gonna be empty and forgotten about, right? But we don't know how, we don't know the future. We don't know how complex civilization's gonna be. We don't know how complex humans are gonna be. Like, what our capabilities will be. Hopefully if we exist thousands of years into the future or whatever, right? Yeah. But we were talking about, like, even when it comes to recorded music, like, there seems to be, like, seems as though there's a shitload of music. Mm-hmm. There's, like, many different styles, and, like, everything's been done, or, like, whatever. Not to me, but it can seem like that, Yeah. And when it comes to even, like, great works, any great work of art, or anything like that, anything in recorded history. But if you really compare it to, like, even the history of humanity, it's like this.
Oh, yeah, dude. Yeah. That's what. Well, whenever someone says something like everything's been done, it's like, well, yeah, that's because you're speaking in the past tense.
It has been done. Yes.
They're completely not taking into account what hasn't been done.
Yeah. Like it's crazy.
And it's constant evolution.
Absolutely.
The situation in the world has never been in before, as far as we can tell.
Mm-hmm.
And who's to say it won't continue to wind up in a situation it hasn't been in before?
Yeah.
Especially just in regards to music alone. Some of the crazy DJs that Matt shows me, just pure crazy electronic madness. It's like just sounds that I've never been able to imagine before. Yeah. So to say everything's been done is complete cockeyed crap. It's just it's just not correct. You're not looking at it right.
No.
And then, wow, what a fucking great, philosophy to operate on. Just it's dismal, hopeless.
Like, I give up.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna make anything new.
Yeah. Why even bother?
Tons of people have given up though on not just the producers of music, but the consumers of music. You look on a YouTube video under Animals as Leaders or something. It's like, oh, this is bullshit. This Led Zeppelin all the way. That's when music was good. All this new stuff.
Oh, brutal.
The worst part there's definitely the group of people that don't want to even accept anything.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And they also love taking the time out of their lives to comment on YouTube videos. Do any of you people actually comment on YouTube videos in this room?
I say nice things. I try to.
Mike's trying to be the one and only.
I've commented.
Can you tell
I've commented on YouTube videos
Catholic,
before. I just treat it like a forum, and I just try and call people out on their crappy ideas.
It would be nice.
If I comment, I'm only commenting, responding to somebody who has good ideas. Like if somebody's like saying something positive about what I'm watching on YouTube.
Yeah.
I will talk with them about that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to engage anybody else.
People just cruising for fights.
Yeah.
And they get to, and they just every little fucking insult they never got to say to their mom, and just every little pent up thing, comes spurting out of their fingertips right onto the screen, and just. I wish your kids would burn to death in a car and you watch it happen. It's like, holy fuck, dude. Okay.
I'm just saying, man. Like it could be a video about how you prefer clawhammer style playing banjo, and this person's like, fuck that. I don't like that style. It's cheap and too easy, and I hope your mother dies a painful death. Gets run over by a tank.
Yeah, and she made a horrible mistake conceiving you.
Basically.
Maybe it's a good pressure release valve.
Yeah.
Maybe people are really, I don't know, you think feeling some kind of release, like they leave.
Maybe, like imagine they take that away for a week.
Yeah, and they actually
nobody can comment on anything.
So take the theme then of
wars break out.
How we're at the beginning of recorded history, and that's what you want recorded. That's gonna be your legacy. Is that comment?
Some historian's gonna look back and like uncover the servers of YouTube 1,000 years from now. And look at the comments.
What a bunch of trolls!
I think like it really is the beginning of real recorded history, because literally every single person has a platform to express themselves.
That's a really good point.
On an individual basis, every single individual person in the culture can express themselves on the internet.
Fucking scary.
Yeah, and it amazes me that people don't take more care with their speech. You know, you're essentially at the podium every time you're posting something on the internet. Yeah. Potentially, who knows if it goes viral, and who knows what the fuck goes viral? It seems completely random. Yeah, and you know, a lot of people might see what you say, and you might have to get held accountable for it on a whole new level than if you just said it in a room full of your closest friends or something.
This is one of my fears of the future. I guess is, I mean, things we say now. Things we're saying right now that's recorded, like they're legal now, but we could one day live in a civilization that the things we've said and things we've done online we can be held accountable for it. Yeah. You know, like, and it may seem like trivial to us right now, but even holding a certain opinion could be like something you could be, you know. I don't know what.
Yeah,
put in prison.
Crime.
Exactly, right? Yeah, I mean, it already exists, but like...
Well, it's just...
It's hard to imagine, but it's possible.
If the Soviet Union happened with the technological era at its disposal, and it could have just sifted through all of social media and just selected every single person that could potentially threaten a state and lock them in a concentration camp. Yeah, what you're saying is totally valid.
Yeah.
I was reading about the Khmer Rouge, I think they're called. They were a group of... communists in Cambodia. I was reading just about how the people they targeted, just in mass, all the intelligentsia, I guess, like were pretty much executed
because they're the best at whatever they did.
Yeah,
probably,
like
right? And so you're not falling into the whole everyone gets the same for the same thing communist idea.
And and I think the same thing happened probably in a lot of communist countries as well. But I was just happened to be reading about this today. And then you think about the network that they created in like East Germany, for example, to spy on the population, how sophisticated that was at that time with the technology. And nowadays, I would say it's probably underutilized. What it truly could be is something so terrifying.
Yeah. Just like the protests in Iran right now. like apparently if you're using social media in Iran right now, like you're at risk.
The government in Iran is like saying they want their own social. As funny as this sounds, they want their own social media networks, so that they can like.
China did the same.
Well, that's what I mean. It's not good. Like, yeah. Like,
it's just the opportunity for the most freedom and the most tyranny could happen.
Yeah.
Same situation.
Just like the Arab Spring protests, like they were completely fueled by social media. Well, not fueled by social media.
A very useful tool.
It was a useful tool for
yeah.
what was fueling the protests, right? And governments just realized, like, unless you have absolute control, especially with social media, like. But yeah, people are going around. Like there was a lady being interviewed. By CBC, and she was just talking about how like people are going around with burner phones and stuff now.
Yeah.
Over there, just because like.
What's that?
Like just like a clean slate cell phone.
Yeah, like dummy phones.
Pretty much. Yeah, just one use and then get rid of it so nobody can track it. So that's what they're living under right now because the government is just like. We need to censor communication because if this gets out of hand, like they won't be able to control it.
Yeah. And they're at risk, you know, of being destabilized by countries that already are trying to destabilize Iran. So the government knows, like they still have it in Syria. They've been trying to actively prevent the end of the Assad regime. So they're very familiar with how their enemies could easily fuel what is, I think,
that's what they're claiming is going on.
Yeah, and it probably is. Yeah, that's not to say that. And this is the thing that these people have obviously very real grievances, and they should be protesting.
Yeah.
But so I'm just trying to say from the Iran standpoint, it doesn't surprise me that they're doing this, even though I think it's wrong. I think obviously the regime, even though it's got some democratic elements, it's still a theocracy. With unelected rulers truly calling the shots, and people don't have the freedoms that they want. But at the same time, it doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
Like Saudi Arabia and Iran aren't getting along very well. The United States and Iran aren't getting along very well, and Saudi Arabia and the United States get along.
Yeah, it's weird.
So it's not a good position for Iran to be in.
It's so twisted, man. Because like everything about like I can't even remember the name of it, but it's the denomination of Islam that.
The Shia.
Right. Like basically, it's like Saudi Arabia is probably like the most.
Oh, like the Wahhabi.
Yes, that's it.
Wahhabism in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, exactly. They're probably like the least fond of things that aren't Islamic or whatever, you know.
Yeah,
but like, you know,
they're very aligned with the ideology of ISIS.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, from what I've been reading, like, it's probably a lot of it's hearsay, honestly. But like, you know, just like, who's to say that like a spokesperson there or a mayor that over there like hands off like undisclosed sum to like a pickup point where like a handful of ISIS fighters drive past and pick it up. Like I don't know. It's really hard to sort fact from fiction in a lot of cases, especially when it comes to like.
I mean, ISIS was formed by, well, not in as a whole, but a lot of the old generals and stuff from the Saddam regime.
Yeah,
they were like,
And what's twisted too is that the United States.
It wasn't just like people crawling out of a fucking hole.
And
yeah. Like some of these people are like well trained. Highly intelligent.
Yeah, and oftentimes the United States will be the ones to sell whatever group it is weapons, or training.
There's tons of evidence of the U.S. Well, the U.S. has even admitted it that they gave arms to rebel groups in Syria, which have been shown to have been taken over by Islamist groups that basically hijacked it for similar. They're really very much like ISIS. And they committed all sorts of atrocities. Just as you hear the barbaric things that ISIS did on CNN or CBC, or just an example, but like just the mainstream media, you hear about what ISIS did. You very rarely would hear about what some of the other groups were doing, despite carrying out similar atrocities, just on a smaller scale because they didn't have.
Most people don't even know there's other groups.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's
I
like,
can't
I never
pronounce their
heard of-
names.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the unfortunate thing. Like I always see like the acronyms of the groups online, and even then I can